What's going on, everybody? My name is Mr. Brew, and welcome to Infinity the Math Institute here in beautiful Las Vegas. Of course, you don't have to live in Las Vegas to go to Infinity, because we offer services around the world with our online platform. Of course, we do love in person, so if you live in Vegas, come visit us. We're on Flamingo, 3 miles west of the Strip. You can also reach us at themathinstitute.com or look us up on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, yada, yada, yada. Today, we're going to be talking about solving equations with a single variable. It's introduced to you first in pre-algebra, and then you really have to do a lot of it in Algebra 1. But you'll be doing it for the rest of your math career. Whether that's just through high school or high school and college, you're going to be carrying these skills with you as you move along. So let's go through a couple of quick little problems, and I'm going to do them almost in a proof style because you have to understand why you're doing what you're doing. So first things first, you got to understand whatever you start with, that is considered given. So just call it given. And you should notice the first thing we want to do here is distribute. That's the distributive property. I don't care if you use abbreviations. Maybe your teacher does. Whatever your teacher says to do, just do it. All right? Get full credit. So when I distribute, I'm able to rewrite the problem on the left side, but the expression on the right turns into 2n minus 12. Don't forget to distribute to everything's inside of there, okay? Next thing I'm going to do in order to isolate the variable is I'm going to try to move my variables to the left, and I'm going to move my constants to the right. So in order to get this 2n over to the left, I'm going to subtract 2n. Anything I do to one side, I must do to the other. That positive 12, I want to move that to the right side. So I'm going to subtract 12. Anything I do to one side, I must do to the other. Now, you'll notice 2n minus 2n cancel, and 12 minus 12 cancel, so I'm left with 0. On the right side, I end up with 2n and 2n, negative 2n cancel. Negative 12 plus negative 12 is negative 24. Now, what do you see here? 0 equals negative 24. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't make sense to me either. Therefore, when you get any two values that are unequal and they tell you they're equal, the answer is no solution. All right? If you get x equals some number, that's one solution. If you get x equals x, that's infinite solutions. If you get 3 equals 4, that's no solutions. Let's take a look at another problem. All right, so what is the reason we're starting with this problem? Because that's what's given to us. There is no distributing, so we're going to start right with our algebra in order to isolate the variable. We want to move our variables to the left. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. I also want to move the constants to the right. So the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. And anything I do to one side, I do to the other. And this is called APO, the additive property of equations. Anything I add to one side, I must add to the other. 9x plus 3x is 12x. 10 plus 2 is 12. Well, these obviously cancel. And I'm one step away from solving the problem. All I need to do, this says 12 times x. What's the opposite of multiplying by 12? Dividing by 12. Anything I do to one side, I do to the other. Some math professors like to call this DPO, the division property of equations. But at Infinity, we believe, or we know, division is multiplying by the reciprocal. Therefore, we call it MPO, the multiplicative property of equations. It's the same thing as multiplying both sides by 1/12. 12 divided by 12 is 1. 1 times x is x. And 12 divided by 12 is 1. Very simple, guys. 2 more quick problems just to make sure you're feeling good. Oh, who likes decimals? At Infinity, we love decimals. So, why do we have this? Because that's what they gave us. It's given. And you notice the first thing we're going to want to do is distribute, right? All right, if you draw your little math humps, that should help you remember to distribute it to everything. And that's called the distributive property. We could call that dp. All right, we repeat 0.24x plus 2 times 0.03 is 0.06. So that would be 0.06x. And 2 times 3 is 6. And that equals 12. Now, I wouldn't personally do this because I don't mind decimals. I don't mind working with them at all. But just in case you hate decimals, hypothetically speaking, you hate decimals, this is what you do right here. Just multiply both sides of the equation by 100. That'll move the decimal place over 2 times. If I multiply both sides of the equation by 100, obviously that would be MPO, the multiplicative property of equations. Then that would mean I move the decimal over 2 times and I get 24x. Plus I move the decimal over 2 times, I get 6x. Plus I move the decimal over 2 times and I get 600. And I move the decimal 2 times and I get 1200. This is an unnecessary step, but if you hate decimals, go for it. I'm going to combine like terms. So I get 30x plus 600 equals 1200. I'm going to APO negative 600. Anything I do to one side, I must do to the other. And I get 30x equals 600. And then DPO or MPO, divide the left by 30. Anything I do to one side, I do to the other. Giving us our solution, thanks to MPO, of x equals 20. All right, guys, all you got to do is follow the rules. Notice I multiplied both sides by 100, which was unnecessary, but I'm following the rules. Anything I do to one side, I do to the other, so easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's do one more before I let you guys go. All right? What am I going to do first on this one? That's right. I must distribute first. So this is given. And then I'm going to do the distributive property. Draw my lovely math humps so I could see it. 9y minus 18. And you know what? I'm just going to combine some like terms if you guys don't mind. Is that okay? 7y plus 2y is 9y minus 18. And I already see what's about to happen here. Do you see what's about to happen here? I have the same thing on the left as I do on the right. Let's play this out in case you didn't notice it. So next I would move the variables to the left. So I would subtract 9y. Anything I do to one side, I do to the other. Then I would add 18 to move the constant to the right. Add 18 because anything I do to one side, I do to the other. And this is obviously APO, addition property of equations. 9y and 9y cancel. 18 and 18 cancel, so I have 0. 9y and 9y cancel. 18 and 18 cancel, and I get 0. And I already told you, if you have x equals x, a equals a, or mx plus b equals mx plus b. If you have the same thing on both the left and right hand side, that simply means you have infinite solutions. Guys, all you got to do is follow the rules, whether it's the properties of exponents, the properties of real numbers, or the properties of equations. Know the ground rules of math and stay within those rules. All right, look us up. We've got more great videos on YouTube. We have lots of great content at our website as well as our Facebook. We have testimonials. You can hear from parents, kids, and lots more from Mr. Brew and the other great tutors here at Infinity the Math Institute. Because we don't give you more math problems. We give you solutions.